Hello, this is Fred for metalops.com, Metalops TV in the world, in France. And I am with Mr. Lordi. How are you, Mr. Lordi?
Hello, I'm good. Sweaty.
Okay.
Sweaty and tired, but all right.
Yeah, it's hard to be, you're a busy man. It's hard to be a rock and roll star in the hell of rock and roll. Hard rock.
I don't know if it's hard. I'm just lazy and fucking,
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I
So let's,
don't know if it's that hard, but
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It's life, but it's a good life. I think people want to be a star like you one day in our dreams, in his dreams.
Well, be careful what you wish for.
It could be hell or paradise. Okay, is it just a question? Is it easy, honestly, to talk and to sing when you have the costumes on stage live with all
I
the
don't, I don't know any
the microphone?
option. There's well, pretty much like it's been now more than what the fuck, like 22 years, 23 years, something. So,
Okay, yeah.
of course, I know at the rehearsal after it's easier to be in your,
Yeah.
no day wear, and at the sound checks it's like that. But then again, it wouldn't be Lordi. I sound the same, but I don't have the same energy. This outer shell, this costume and the look, it gives me an extra boost. So, like for example, on sound checks, our
Okay.
front of house always says that, I'm actually live. I'm much louder, singing
Okay.
much louder
Yeah.
than I am on sound checks. So,
Okay.
uh, yeah, I don't know. I mean, in 2 decades you get used to everything, and it's something that nobody forced me to do this. This was my own
Yeah.
invention.
Of
So
course.
only one I can blame is myself. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, okay. You don't have microphones in the mask, for example, on stage. You don't have microphones in the mask. No, no. You have a microphone
Yeah,
standard.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, okay. I'm French, so I have two small, very short questions to ask you. Uh, I vote for you for Eurovision contest. It's true. In 2006, I vote several times on my mobile phone in 2006
Thank you,
when
sir.
you win. I mean, it's true. It's true because we know that there was a hard rock competitor. I was all people were crazy, and I vote for you because I can vote for other country than mine. Okay,
Yeah,
that's the rule.
of
And
course.
so, do you have? And I am 47 years old. We don't have in France, we don't have win Eurovision contest since my birth year, 1977. It's true.
Right.
In France, we didn't have win Eurovision contest since my year of birth. So, do you have an advice? What advice can you
No,
give us for France to win this year or next year? Please.
I absolutely have no fucking clue. I mean, here's
No
the
clue.
thing. Winning the Eurovision doesn't really make you an expert on that, because
Yeah.
it's for us, it was a fucking coincidence, really. It was an invitational contest in 2006 for us, so the Finnish Eurovision board invited us.
Yeah.
We said, sure. I mean, we have no chance of winning, but let's.
Yeah, all people say.
So it's just like I always said this, that we were the right band in the wrong place at the wrong time,
Yeah.
and that's how it worked, or the wrong band in the right place in the right time. So
Yeah.
I don't know. You just the trick is that you have to be special enough and different from the others,
Yeah.
but you don't know what the other countries are
Yeah.
sending in, so you really don't know. And if you're too special and too different, you have no chance.
Yeah.
But for us, of course, because we were pretty much the only and the first metal band or rock band in the competition,
Yeah. Yeah. It
like
was new.
ever. So of course there was Wigwam a few years before us and shit like that.
It
But
changed.
anyway,
It changed your
uh,
life. It changed your life.
yeah, and so you cannot really you don't know, because it always depends on what is the competition, what
Yeah.
are the other countries doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you don't
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
don't know.
the other challengers, but yeah, it was a show, and you break the rules. You break the rules, and now it's more complicated because there is a vote of the public. After it changed, there is a jury, and after it changed, the votes arrived with the people. It changed all in general in the tables.
Right.
Okay, so we are now to speak about this new album, 19th studio album. you are very generous, very active band. And in this new album, there is 16 tracks. So this album is called Limited Deadition. Deadition, you like to make pun. So why so much generosity in general in your career, in your discography? And 16 tracks, okay, there is interludes between songs.
Yeah, there are the little radio theaters. I think it's like, usually on Lordi albums you have 10 to 11 songs, and then the 5 little radio theater parts are just there to set the mood, you know.
Oh, okay.
What can I say? I am very, very creative, very, very productive personality. I have always been. So I love to do what I do.
Right.
So for us, and for me personally, like a new album every 2 years is really, really
lot of work.
Natural way of doing, because you know it's almost like taking a shit. You know, it's like as important. It's not a question of that it's something you need to do. It's like you need to, every once in a while you need to go to the toilet and, you know, push the big one out of you, you know. And it depends on the day what comes out of you. It might be liquidy, it might be solid, it might be something else. Like with Lordi albums, they are all different kinds of shit, you know. But the fact is that you have to put it out. I mean, and that is something that I cannot relate to other colleagues, like other artists who are working on an album for years and years, and they are working on some songs like years and years, and they cannot get it up. I don't get it. I mean, I understand it, but I cannot relate to that. I don't understand it, because I am very creative the whole time. Even today, when I have a full fucking promo schedule, the whole day. And today I already come up with some riff when I went to have a smoke. I already came with a melody in my head. So for the next one. So that's how my brain works. It's always active. It's always creating something new.
Yeah, but you play live also. Not now, but you are a live band, a live act. So it's hard to record album, to write album, and to tour, and to have the time to be inspired all the time. In fact.
No, it's hard. No.
Okay. No holidays.
Not hard at all. No
holidays for Mr. Lordi. Okay, so this new album, and I don't know your cocktail, was your work your process, but in general, it's you who writes all the lyrics and compose all the songs, or it's a team with the guitarist, the bass player, and especially the keyboard parts. I like very much the keyboard parts.
It's like 99% of Lordi stuff. The whole catalog is written by me, including the keyboards and the bass lines and the guitar parts and the riffs. The lyrics I co-write with my co-writer Tracy Lip. With him, been writing like the lyrics. He's an American dude who originally was my vocal coach, and. And I won't go to the studio and sing without him. I mean, he's been there since Get Heavy, since the first album. So he's my like right hand there in the studio, right hand man. But yeah, I mean, everybody writes in the band. All the lineups, everybody writes, and everybody gives me like their ideas. They give their melodies or riffs or even full songs, and so the thing is that there's even on this new one, Limited Edition, there are co-writes with Konef, our guitar player, and some co-writes with Heezy, our bass player. But most of the stuff is from my head. Most of the stuff is and that has been the case pretty much all through all the lineups and all the ex-members too. There was Kita, our first drummer, who wrote a lot of songs and stuff like that. But basically, I would still say 9 songs out of 10 are from my head.
Alors, so how did you think about this new album? Is it a concept album, in fact, like a movie or a compilation of TV series like Stranger Things? I don't know. Did you watch Stranger Things, horror movies? Like, of course, but you make that. Explain the concept, because the soundtrack it could be a soundtrack of one of different TV series.
No, if I understood correctly, what you mean, that is it a conceptual album?
Yeah.
Like no, it's not really. No, I mean we have done like 1.5 conceptual albums, like real conceptual albums. There's the Monster Phonic from 2016, I think, where the B side is the Demonarchy. That was real, like a conceptual thing, kind of like a King Diamond kind of style story. And then we did when we had this 7 album mega release, Lordiversity, then there we had this one album, Masterpiece from the Moon, which was like conceptual. But now, Limited Edition is not a conceptual album per se. It's just like has a very, very loose theme of lyrics, kind of like revolving around 80s visuals, mainly toys and commercials and shit like that. But nothing really like nothing really solid. Kind of very, very blurry theme.
Okay, so they are separated. There are different stories, and there are interludes, intermediates between around every song. I like very much the atmosphere. We can be in a movie, at theater, on a TV series, or listening to the radio. And it reminds me a bit TV series like Crypt, Tales from the Crypt. You remember?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you're right. Because I really, I mean, you said it perfectly, because that's the thing. Why those little, we call them SCGs, Arctic Circle Gatherings, those little radio theater parts.
Yeah. Okay.
But they are there for a reason. Like I said, they are there to set the mood for the next song. Because I'm an old school guy.
Yeah.
And for me, it is like I think the albums as a whole. Of course, I think every song as individual song too. But mainly when the album is meant to be enjoyed as a whole thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Much like a movie is supposed to be watched from the beginning till the end.
Yeah.
And in that way, these little interludes, as you say, or the radio theaters, as I said, those are just to set the mood for the next song.
Yeah.
Those are to set the mood of something that it sets your brain into certain mode for the next song that you cannot really do with music, or you cannot really do with lyrics. You have to, if you put something like really visual audio clip there, then it even like unconsciously you are in some sort of a world you might not think about.
It could be some also announcements, ads, promotional ads we have in pop culture, and all that inspire you. In fact, all the ads you can see on the TV, on theater, on radio, ads, promotional ads.
Sorry, now I didn't understand. What?
These interludes could be also like promotional ads, announcements.
Yeah.
Like in supermarket or in the radio or on TV series.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Like when if you're watching let's say you're watching TV, you're watching a series or you're watching a movie. You don't think about it, but the TV commercials in between, the last TV commercial before the movie continues with the TV show, it kind of like sets your mood already. Even though it's unconscious, but it does.
Okay. So there are different singles always already available, like Elizabeth and Syntax Terror. So Elizabeth, is it? I don't know. Is there a story? Is this a modern version of Elizabeth Battery? I don't know.
No.
I've seen the movie, but I tried to find in the snow, in the car. It remembers me movies of the 80s, horror movies. Tell me more about Elizabeth.
The video, you mean?
Yeah, please.
Well, first of all, it has nothing to do with battery. Nothing.
Okay.
Battery, nothing. But you're not the first one who's asking. Somebody else asked that before. No, nothing to do with that. It's just the name. It's just a funny name, Elizabeth, and it's just like a little horror story of a woman or a girl that is haunting this house. That's where it ends. I mean, no connection to any real person, soul, living or fictional, doesn't matter. Well, the music video, on the other hand, is obviously it's like supposed to be like this ghost hunter shows that and then there actually is a ghost in that house that they're going to film, and that was the whole idea of that.
And the band, and you sing and you play in the loft of the house in a way. In the loft, you play in the loft of the house. The band, you sing and you play in the loft of the house. You play in the house.
Sorry, now I didn't understand. We play and sing in the loft of the house?
In the loft of the house, we can see you and the band playing and singing in the loft of the house, of this haunted house.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm wrong or right? In the movie, we can see you, the band, singing and playing the song in the loft of the house.
Yeah, we can, yeah. So I don't
No,
understand.
okay, no problem, no problem. No. There is another song like he makes me think, love, syntax terror. How do you find all this pun in your mind? Because you were on the computer, you had a lot of problems like the syntax error. Or
Yeah.
it was your teacher at school. You don't write good Finnish language, so there is an error of syntax, or it's in the computer.
Yeah, well, that's I like to play on words a lot. So syntax terror was actually one title that was almost the whole album title. It was almost, I think the master already went to left as syntax terror. That was almost the whole album name, but we changed it in the last minute pretty much.
Okay.
Changed it into limited edition because syntax terror didn't really like wrap it up the whole thing. It was more suitable under the title. The limited edition kind of like pretty much like sums it up better than syntax terror.
Okay. Yeah.
But I like the word of play on words. By the way, there's the label here.
There is another song called Collectible. Collectible, it makes me think to Pink Floyd music. Pink Floyd.
Oh, and you're not the first one who says that, but it's funny because we had not thought about Pink Floyd not one tiny bit when we.
Comfortably Numb or Wish You Were Here a bit.
That song was co-written by our guitar player Kone, and we just basically what we wanted to do is kind of like Alice Cooperish 70s kind of style. Yeah? That's what we were trying to do, and it's just a little bit of country vibes on the song. But no, we really didn't think about Pink Floyd. But it's funny that now when I listen to it, next time I will listen to it with that ear. But that's the beauty of a lot of the shit you do because you don't have the same inceptions of the songs that somebody else might have. I wouldn't have even thought about Pink Floyd.
Okay.
Myself.
There will be a limited edition of this album, limited edition. There will be a limited edition of the new album?
You mean limited?
Yeah, limited edition.
I don't know. You would have to ask the label. I actually don't know. Will there be anything limited edition? But I think there are some limited editions of the limited edition on vinyl. I think there are some limited.
It was a pun also. I tried to make a joke. Okay, so bye-bye. I let you. Last word. What do you want to say to the French people? And after I quit.
Well, what can I say? Oui. Merci beaucoup. That's pretty much all I remember at the moment. But hope to see all the French fans at the gigs because we're coming soon and we have quite a few shows around France now.
Okay,
so it's cool.
Okay.
Cool. France has always been very good to Lordi. Always.
Okay. I thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much. Excuse me for my bad accent and the sound. And good luck with this album. And thank you very much, Mr. Lordi. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.